Hello and welcome to the Real Deal of Hollywood. I'm your host, Warren Zhou, and today our guest, Jacques, the star of the TV show My American Family, which premieres today on Amazon Prime. Hello, Steve. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. Nice to meet you.
So, Steve, in My American Family, you play Miguel Martinez. How did you feel when you played this role?
So, this was a good role for me. I play the father, and I actually had to do a little bit more acting than I would have thought because I actually don't have any kids of my own. So what I did in a lot of ways was to observe other people in my family that are fathers and married. But yeah, it was a great role. It was a lot of fun to play. Working with great people, working with people like Maggie and people like our cameraman here, it was a lot of fun. We had a really good crew, and we had a really good time too. So,
have you learned martial arts before?
I had learned martial arts when I was a teenager, probably when I was about your age, and I was living in New York, and I took a Japanese style of martial arts called Seido, which was a form of karate, but I hadn't done it for years. And when I met up with Victor, he actually piqued my interest in martial arts again. So a lot of the actual scenes where he's training me on camera is actually, I'm actually trying to learn what he's teaching me. So, yeah.
Okay. Are you goofy as Miguel in your daily life?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Actually, it's interesting because when Victor actually brought this part to me, at first I wasn't thinking I could do it. And then I read the script and I'm like, yeah, this kind of stuff happens to me all the time. So yeah, I'm a pretty goofy person. You can ask anybody sitting out there; they'll tell you that yes, there's a lot of my goofiness in Miguel. So,
what are some of your dreams?
Well, right now my dream is to get season 2 and season 3 and season 4 of My American Family. My dream is that as many people as possible throughout this country, throughout China, throughout the world really get to enjoy this show. I feel like I'm at the beginning of my dreams right now.
How often do you train acting, or do you believe you are born to perform?
No, I think, it's funny. That's a good question because we're born to perform as kids. If you watch little kids, they're performing all the time, but when you grow up, when you get older, you lose that instinct. So yeah, I train a lot. I train every day as an actor, because really you want to train so much that, like with martial arts, that when you actually need to use it, it comes naturally to you and you don't have to think about it.
When you began filming, at the beginning, were there any difficult or issues?
Well, most of the issues that we ran into were things like finding locations, getting everybody together, especially during COVID, when so many things were locked down, and the chemistry, the friendship between all the people on the set was genuine. So there wasn't any issues there. It was mainly, having to film a lot of material in a very short amount of time.
While filming, which part do you think is the most interesting?
For me, the most interesting parts are just what you learn about yourself, right? Filming scenes with Maggie, for instance, where I was, portraying somebody who is a husband or a father, and me not being either of those things, you really learn for yourself, how would I really be as a father? How much different would this actually be than the real thing, or hopefully how close to it would be.
So Steve, you made many films and TV shows in the past. Which project do you like the most?
My American Family is the favorite thing that I've worked on, specifically because of the people that I've met and that I've worked with throughout the entire process of the project, and hopefully, like I said, there'll be more seasons to come. That would make me very happy.
What did it give to you in terms of your personal and professional development?
So that's a good question. So on every project you do, you learn something different, and you learn something new, and you learn something that helps, to increase your awareness of other people. And for me, that's what My American Family allowed me to do, is to increase my awareness of other cultures, of other people that aren't specifically people that I normally know about. I didn't know a whole lot about the Chinese culture. I didn't know a whole lot about, the Ukrainian culture, but I learned a lot about that from filming this, and stuff that will help me.
In the last question for you, try to remember 3 the most difficult scenes of your life, and please give us some advice or tips.
Yeah, when I first moved out here to California, I drove out here for my job, and I pretty much packed everything I had in my car and drove out here and drove cross country by myself, and it was scary. And at the time I didn't have a job, so I just kind of drove out here and found a place to stay and looked for work. And the advice that I can give you is, the best things come from not being safe, from not being comfortable. If you want to do something great, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. And a lot of times that means doing things that are scary, things that you don't know how they're going to work out. But by pushing yourself into those situations, you'll figure it out for yourself. And that's how you grow as a person, as an actor, as anything you want to be, a martial artist.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Today I met Steve Jacques. We had an incredible interview. It's so interesting how this incredible actor develops in the industry. I learned a lot, and now I have even more questions. I feel excited and my journey continues.